Hello there. My name is Sebastian Beaumont from the Faith and Spirituality team, and this is week 6 of our 6-week meditation course. You don't have to have done all 6 weeks, and you can dip into the other weeks by scrolling down in the Together Apart Facebook page. And I would recommend that you do that if you haven't done the mindfulness of breathing before, because the mindfulness of breathing that we're doing today, I'm not going to give very much instruction for. There's plenty of instruction in the earlier sessions. But this week we'll be doing a longer meditation, and I'm just going to say a few things about it before we do that. But as ever, we're going to have a 3-minute arrival sit just to get into the space, starting now. So just allowing yourself to sit in whatever posture you're in, opening yourself to all experience, allowing that to be whatever it is. So we're not trying to change anything. Just noticing what you can hear, what you can see, how you're feeling today, what you brought with you to this meditation. Just noticing everything is okay, everything is fine, because this is the starting point of our meditation. Wherever we are, however we're feeling right now. So just letting that be there, without judgment, without exploring it. Just allowing thought to be there, not following it, not concerned with the content of thought. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to recap a few points that are pretty basic and straightforward, I hope, with regards to meditation. Then we'll do a slightly longer meditation today with almost no input from me. So if you haven't done a mindfulness of breathing before, perhaps week 1 or week 2 would be a better week to dip into. And there's full instructions in those sessions. Just need to scroll down and find them on the Together Apart Facebook page. So What's important to remember is that we don't need to be in a special state or to be a special person in order to meditate. It doesn't matter if we're fidgety, it doesn't matter if our minds are wildly busy. Whatever is happening in the moment is fine. It's a great place to start. And what we're doing is just simply noticing what is going on. And if those things are going on, busyness or uncomfortableness or frustration, all those things, that's absolutely fine, because the business of meditation is noticing. If you notice what's going on, then that will help to stop you being contracted into your experience. Present immediate experience is what we're looking for, because present immediate experience is a naturally uncontracted state to be in, and it releases us from negative cyclic patterns of breathing. Taking an object of meditation, such as the breath, is a great thing, because the breath changes all the time as we breathe, and it's portable, it's with us all the time, so it's always there for us to concentrate on. It is a direct experience in the moment without bothering about the past or the future. It's a direct in the moment experience of our bodies, and that can help fantastically with breaking cycles of thinking and so on. We don't have to analyze thought, we don't have to think about what we're thinking. We just need to come into direct present moment experience and then experience the releasing of contracted ways of being, and we open up into what feels like a much larger consciousness, a much more spacious awareness. And the fruit of that is that we feel less contracted, we feel less stressed, anxious, and so on generally, and we open up to experience of ourselves and of other people, and our well-being will generally improve. From time to time, all sorts of stuff like irritation and anger and non-expansion can occur, and all of that is fine as well. If we notice that we're not expanded, then the value of the meditation is still intact, because what you've done is you have noticed that you're not expanded, and so therefore that is a successful meditation, because the mind training is in the art of noticing and not in the goal of becoming one thing or another, or getting to a particular point or a particular mental state. We're just noticing. Whatever it is that we're noticing is immaterial. The fact that we're noticing is what is important. So with that in mind, we'll go into the mindfulness of breathing. We'll get into a meditation posture. If you're used to that, that's fine. Just an alert posture to meditate in, and maybe bringing a little bit of appreciation to the fact that we're in this situation where we're meditating. We've come to this place, or we're in this place meditating. There are lots of people across the world who are meditating as well, and it's good to just bring a little bit of appreciation to the fact that we're able to do this in the world today, where everything is so strange and unsettled. So coming into posture, settling into the sense of whatever is happening. So how you're feeling, what you can hear, what you can see behind your closed eyelids if your eyes are closed. So the sense of the body, the weight of the body. All sensation, welcome, all feeling, all emotions, everything welcome. And now drawing attention to the breath. We're not pushing anything away, we're not denying any experience, but we're just focusing in on the breath for the mindfulness of breathing. So in the first session, the first part of the mindfulness of breathing, counting at the end of the out-breath, up to 10 and back to the beginning. So into the second stage of the mindfulness of breathing, moving the count from right at the end of the in-breath to after the beginning of the new in-breath as we open up into the new breath, counting from 1 to 10. And then back again to 1 with each breath. Remembering that we are not worried about thought. Thought is all right, we just don't pay it a great deal of attention. Congratulate ourselves if we find ourselves drifted off into thought. Back to body, back to the breath, and start counting again at 1. Content of the thought is irrelevant. We're just noticing the breath. So moving on into stage 3 of stage 4, where we drop the counting and pay attention to the breath in all the ways that we experience it. So experiencing it entering, leaving the body, in the expansion and contraction of the lungs and the diaphragm, the feel and the movement of our clothes, just any and all of the experience of the breath as we breathe. Moving on to stage 4, where we bring attention to the point in the body where we feel the breath entering and leaving the body. So usually the nostrils or the back of the throat or the mouth if you're breathing through the mouth. And just staying with the rhythm of the breathing, its ever-changing quality. Now, in the last portion of the meditation, I encourage you to move away from or open up from the attention to the breath and start to include any other experience that may be going on, taking into account what you're hearing or seeing or feeling or touching, just opening up to all experience and sitting with whatever is there just for a few moments without judgment and allowing it to be exactly as it is. So just gently releasing your posture when you feel ready to do so, relaxing into whatever position you're going to go into, a comfortable position, opening your eyes when you're ready. No hurry to do that. So I'm just going to finish this series of meditations with a couple of closing remarks, and to say that if we dwell in a negative mental state, a downward spiral occurs. If we dwell in a positive mental state, an upward spiral occurs. So bringing to mind things that we appreciate helps with this process. What we dwell on, that we become. This is a Buddhist saying. What we dwell on, that we become. And the more expanded we are in our mental states, the more easy it is to be appreciative of ourselves and the world around us. So noticing that we're in a negative mental state, if we don't bring judgment to it, we don't perpetuate that negative mental state, we don't cause a cycle. It's the cyclic thoughts that we have that cause the perpetuation of negative mental states. So it's quite helpful, I think, to understand that noticing difficult mental states is very different from being caught up in them, and that has a very positive effect over time. So I hope that this course has been useful, and I think that if you feel like dipping into other meditations or doing them again, that's absolutely fine. I think they will remain there for a little while, and thank you very much for joining me.